Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me for another process video. Today I'm going to be creating a traveller's notebook spread using the beautiful Heidi kit from Felicity Jane. So this is my first project using this kit, and as always I'm just in awe of how beautiful everything is in this kit. Gina really does such an amazing job of designing gorgeous kits every month, and if you've purchased any of the Felicity Jane kits, or even if you've just seen pictures of them around on social media, you'll know that the florals in these kits are always so stunning, and Gina has such a way of putting together such beautiful colour combinations. And that's what I really love about the kit this month. There's this beautiful deep coral colour, and it's teamed up with teal and mustard, and those colours together just look so pretty. And so on this spread, I'm going to focus mainly on the teals and the mustard yellows in the kit, and I'll just add a few little pops of the coral and the light pink. So I'm documenting a photo of me, and to be honest, that doesn't happen very often. I have lots of layouts with photos of me with my kids and with my husband, but hardly any of just me on my own. And I honestly find it a little bit hard, which I'm not sure why. But so I thought that maybe it would be a little easier to do it in a traveller's notebook because it's on a smaller scale. So I decided that I would dedicate this insert to documenting things about my life right now. So it won't always be photos of me. Sometimes I'll scrapbook photos of things that make me happy, or just little things that make up my everyday life at the moment. Okay, so what am I doing? I knew I definitely wanted to include that journal card that says "Finding the Beauty in My Journey," because I thought that that was very appropriate for this page. And so I'm going to add that card as well as the photo on the right hand side of the spread. And so when I'm deciding which side I'm going to add my photo to, I have a look at which way the person is facing in the photo. So sometimes they will just be facing straight at the camera, in which case it doesn't really matter which side you put it on. But in this photo, I think it sort of looks like I'm leaning more towards the left of the photo, and plus I'm sort of anchored on the right hand side, on the right hand edge of the photo. So I felt like it would look better to put it on the right hand page, so that it sort of looks like I'm looking into the middle of the page, if that makes sense. And so then I decided to use that chevron paper to cover the left hand side of the spread, but I didn't really want the chevron pattern. I just wanted the horizontal stripes. So I just trimmed it down so that I had a piece with just the stripes on it. And I must admit that I did and ah about whether to use that paper, because the reverse side of it is that beautiful floral paper, which I absolutely love. But I really liked how this looked, so I decided to go ahead and use it. And then I wanted a few strips of patterned paper down the inside edge of that left-hand page, just to bring some pops of colour to that page. So first I trimmed the scallop branding strip off the mustard colour paper, and I absolutely love those scalloped branding strips. I think I'm just really drawn to scallops, and I really love the detail that they add. And then I'm also adding another striped branding strip, and then also a piece of that teal patterned paper with the little plus signs on it. And I'm going to go ahead and stick down all of those strips of paper on the left hand side, because I don't want them to keep moving around while I'm working on that page. And I do cut a bit of this out of me sticking down those bits of paper, because I didn't want to make you sit through like 3 minutes of me sticking paper down. So there you can see that it's done. And then I'm just rounding off the corners of the pages. So now I've pulled out the die cuts from the kit to see what I want to add to the page. And I definitely want to use that word hello as part of my title. I love the contrast that the black word adds to the page, and I think that scripty font is really pretty. And then I'm also going to tuck that beautiful floral die cut under the left hand side of the photo. So now I want to add a mat behind my photo just to help it to really pop off the page. And so I thought I might use one of those beautiful designer pockets to tuck behind there. And I decided on using that blue one. And then I'm going to tuck one of those tags from the kit into the pocket. And what I plan to do is to journal onto that tag. And I'm going to use that phrase that's on the journal card that says "Finding the beauty in my journey" as a prompt for my journaling. And what I want to write about is how all of the things that I go through, both the good and the bad, are all part of my journey. And when I reflect on those things, I do actually appreciate my journey, because even the hard things have brought me to where I am now. So I'm going to add some journaling to that effect on that tag. And I love that then I can just tuck the tag back into the pocket and the journaling will be hidden. And the cool thing about these tags as well is that you can choose which colour reinforcement ring you want to add to it. But at this stage, I wasn't too sure which one I wanted to use because I wasn't positive whether I was going to just keep to using the blues and yellows from the kit or whether I would introduce some of the pinks and corals as well. So I decided to leave it for a minute while I worked on embellishing the left-hand side of the spread. And so I pulled out some die cut labels from a couple of previous kits. So one was from the Emmeline kit and the other one was from the London kit. And the colours were perfect. So don't be afraid of mixing in bits and pieces that you have left over from previous kits. And I decided to layer them there underneath the word hello. And I'm also adding that beautiful little die cut floral there as well. So then I pulled out the diamond shaped die cuts from the kit and I decided to add 3 there to the left hand page, and I decided to line them up with those horizontal lines on the page, and I really like how that looks. And I toss up whether to add that light pink circular die cut on the right hand side of the photo as well, or whether to tuck a label under there, but I end up deciding that it doesn't really need it. So then I came back to add that reinforcement ring to the tag, and because I know now that I am going to add a little bit of that pinky coral colour to the left hand side of the spread, I end up deciding to use that darker pink colour ring on the tag as well. And then I love these tiny little wood veneer hexagons that are in the kit, and so I decided to add a few of these around the page, and I love that they just add a different texture to the layout. So I added 2 to the left hand page and then 1 over there on the right. And so now that I'm happy with how this page looks, I'm going to go ahead and stick everything down. And I use a combination of my tape runner and my Helmar 450 glue to stick everything down. And once again, I did cut a bit of this out because I didn't think that you'd want to watch me gluing things down for too long. So if you haven't checked out this kit yet and you think you might be interested, I'll leave a link below for you. It really is so pretty, and I think this one is actually more beautiful when you see it in real life. I had seen all of the sneaks and pictures of the kit before mine arrived, but when I actually unpacked it, I was just in awe of how beautiful everything was, and also the quality is just amazing. So if you haven't checked them out before, make sure you go and have a look. And also, just to let you know that you don't have to purchase the kit as a whole. The papers as well as most of the embellishments are available to purchase separately. So if you just want to buy a few bits and pieces, you can do that as well. So now I have everything stuck down, and then the last thing I'm going to do is add one of those little word stickers that came in the Cape kit to that smaller label, and that says Happy Times, and so that will form the second part of my title. And so that's it. I'll have some close-ups for you at the end. Thank you so much for watching, and please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'd love you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye!